One, two, 1, 2. One, two, 1, 2. One, two, 1, 2. All right, that's good. No. Switch. All right. Let's clap it up. All right. It's Monday night history. We go through history class. You understand? We're going to talk about history. We're going to talk about a little bit of history. We're going to talk about the civil rights movement. We're going to talk about how it benefited us and how it went against us. You understand what I'm saying? We know that Martin Luther King was a part of the civil rights movement, and civil rights, we also know, totally destroyed our people. You understand? Civil rights did not benefit us at all. As a matter of fact, civil rights benefited every other nation except for the nation of Israel. When I say the nation of Israel, I'm talking about the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives, Native Indians. You understand what I'm saying? Civil rights it helped every other nation but the 12 tribes of Israel. So what we're going to do is we're going to get into a little bit of the civil rights. We're going to get into a little bit of Martin Luther King. Like I said before, we're going to talk about how it benefited us and how it didn't. And with that, I'm going to say we're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohanan. We are not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite group or Christian organization. We stand alone. If it is not of the Isupk, it is not of the truth. We've been bringing this truth since 1969. And what is that truth? That truth is the so-called blacks, the so-called Hispanics, and the so-called Native Indians are the true Jews of the Bible, and the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Now, let's get into it, right? We're going to get into this Martin Luther King thing and the civil rights thing. Now, the first question I want to ask is, we're dealing with civil rights. What is civil rights? The first question I want to ask. What is civil rights? Understand? I want you to think about that for a minute. What is civil rights? Not the Ram. Can you tell me what civil rights is?
The white man is the first of all, for the white man. What is that? Wherever it is.
Civil rights is all right. Civil rights is a movement. Civil rights is a movement based on us not being legal citizens. You understand what I'm saying? Us not being legal citizens. See, think about it like this, right? Why does our oppressor need civil rights? Does the oppressor need civil rights?
No.
Why doesn't he?
He needs to.
No. Now think about what I'm saying now. Civil rights, who was civil rights created for? Who was civil rights created for? There you go, right? It was created for the so-called slave that came into North America. Civil rights was created for the slave and the descendants of slaves, right? So if you're a descendant of slaves and they had to create civil rights for you, Does the oppressor, does our oppressor need civil rights?
Yes, sir.
Now listen to what I said. So why doesn't he need civil rights? I'm gonna give it to you, right? I'm not gonna give you the answer, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna give you a hint. Our oppressor created the Constitution of the United States, right? And the Constitution of the United States, it states in the Constitution of the United States that every man is created equal, right? So when the Constitution was written, where were we? We were in slavery, of course. So the Constitution states every man's created equally, right? So if every man was created equally in the Constitution, we were in slavery. What does that mean? That means that we were not considered, right, that we were not considered every man. You understand what I'm saying? So which means their laws and constitution did not stand for us. So to basically pacify us, they created civil rights. Civil rights, and the only time you need civil rights is if you're not considered a citizen of the country that you live in. And because we were not considered the citizens of the country we lived in, to pacify us, they created civil rights to make us feel and think that we were included in this land of milk and honey, land of milk and honey. See, every nation comes to America to fulfill their lifelong dream of making it big or becoming rich. They become enriched. When every nation comes here to become enriched on America. You understand what I'm saying? So civil rights was created to pacify us, but to benefit all of the other nations who came here. You understand? I mean, think about it, right? We've been beaten, we've been whipped, we've been murdered ever since we've been here on these shores, right? Right? We've been beaten, we've been murdered, we've been whipped ever since we've been here on these shores. And think about this. All the way up until 2020, 2021, right? A few Asians get beat up. About 4 or 5 Asians get beat up, and all of a sudden they make it a law that is a crime to bring harm to an Asian. But they did not make a law for us. Why didn't they? You understand what I'm saying? Civil rights benefits the Asians. Civil rights benefits the Arab. Civil rights benefits the Koreans, the Chinese, the Africans, the East Indians. Every nation that comes here, civil rights benefits them, but it doesn't do anything for us. We have not benefited from civil rights ever since civil rights was started. You understand what I'm saying? Every nation benefits from off our backs. You understand? We're like a workhorse or work mule or work oxen. Everybody comes here and feeds off of us. Matter of fact, let's grab this scripture. Let's grab Micah chapter 4, verse 11. Micah chapter 4, verse 11. Come on. My finger's not working right tonight. Micah. No, wait a minute. Okay, you got that? You there?
Micah.
Chapter 4.
Micah chapter 4.
No.
Micah chapter 4.
True.
Now.
True. You hold up. I got you, right? I just want you to be there. All right? You got Micah chapter 4, verse 11. Now also, many nations are gathered against thee. Listen, every nation that comes over into this country is against us. You understand what I'm saying? Every nation knows exactly who we are. You understand? Every nation knows exactly who we are, but we are the only people on the face of this planet who don't know who we are. See, our identity was stolen from us. Our laws, which is in this book, was stolen from us. You understand? Our heritage was stolen from us. Every nation knows exactly who we are. We are the only people on the face of the earth that has been called that have had multiple identities. Think about it. We've been called nigger.
Yes, sir.
We've been called Negro.
Yes, sir.
We've been called wetback. We've been called spicks. We've been called redskins. We've been called everything on the face of this earth. We've been every byword, proverb, and byword. You understand? We are the only nation of people who have been called by multiple identities. You understand? It says, now also many nations are gathered against thee. They say, let her be defiled. Let us be defiled. You understand? The other nations understand that when we sin against our God, we stay at odds with our God. You understand? When we sin against the Most High, we stay at odds with the Most High. We stay on the opposite side of the spectrum of the Most High. When we sin against the Most High, we stay in iniquity. We stay in sin. When we stand out on the corners and we get high, that's at odds with the Most High. That's us defiling ourselves. You understand what I'm saying? It says, they say, let her be defiled. We go into these Chinese stores, they feed us shrimp, crab, and lobster. Let her be defiled. As long as they keep feeding us shrimp, crab, and lobster, we stay in iniquity with the Most High. We stay in sin. You understand? They say, let her be defiled. As long as we getting high, as long as we killing our brothers and sisters, we stay defiled. You understand? We living in the customs and culture of a nation of people who hate us. Not to mention the other nations that come into America that help us to stay in iniquity, that help us to stay defiled. You understand? What are some things that we do that the other nations cause us to do that keeps us at odds with the Most High? What are some things? Name some. Say that again. Smoking marijuana? Yeah. Yep. Smoking crack, getting high. You understand? What's one of the major things? It's a thing that basically causes us to hate our own people. What's a major thing? I'm gonna give it to you. Intermarriage.
Yes.
Listen, understand something. Hold on, wait a minute, Truth. Hold yourself, right? Think about a lot of our brothers and sisters who have intermingled and married people from other nations. They don't stand up for us when things happen. Think about Charles Barkley. Think about Michael Jordan. Think about Venus and Serena Williams. All of the atrocities that happen to us, and none of them stand up for us. You understand what I'm saying? These are some things that keep us in iniquity with the Most High. If you look at all of the commercials now, right? All of the commercials now that you see just about on TV, and I'm going to say about 85 to almost 90% of the commercials, you see intermarriages, interrelationships, homosexual marriages, homosexual relationships. You understand what I'm saying? All of these things keep us in iniquity with the Most High. All of these things keep us destroyed. These are the things that keep us from gathering together. The scriptures say what? Gather together, yea, it says Zephaniah 2:1 says, gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired. It's impossible to gather together when you intermingle and intermarry with other nations, because now when you come together with your own people and it's time to discuss the other nations, you can't discuss the other nations because now you're at a battle, you're at a fight with your inner demon, because you have intermingled and intermarried with someone from another nation. This is the reason why the Most High tells us not to marry your sons unto their daughters, and not to marry your daughters unto their sons. You understand what I'm saying? You got brothers and sisters who have left brothers and sisters to marry other people from other nations. You understand? And it's well documented. But these are the things that keep us at odds. When we intermingle with other nations, you begin to love that nation and hate your nation. You understand what I'm saying? The scriptures say what? You can't love one, you can't love both. You're going to love one and hate the other. I'm paraphrasing. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to love one and hate the other. You understand? You can't have it both ways. You understand what I'm saying? It says, let me start at the top. It says, now also many nations are gathered against thee, that say, let her be defiled, and let our eyes look upon Zion. Look at it. You understand? Let our eyes look upon Zion. You understand? Look at our brothers and sisters in sports. You understand? They give us drops in a bucket, but who's making all the money? Our oppressor. You understand what I'm saying? Their eyes look upon Zion. Their eyes look upon us, because they're generating wealth off of us. Every nation that comes over here generates wealth. Their wealth is generated off of us. You understand? Look at sports. Basketball, baseball, and football, right? Look at boxing. Blacks and Hispanics, right? Look at the music industry, right? Who's making all the money off the music industry? Our oppressor.
Yes, sir.
And then at the end of the day, those brothers and sisters that are in sports, those brothers and sisters that are in the music, those brothers and sisters that are even in the invention industry, that are in the creation